So as you gently make your way onto the back, allow the feet to come wide on your mat. Allow the knees to rest in on each other. Use the towel underneath the shoulder blades or the block, just something to elevate the chest, support the head with another block or a pillow. And draw the hands to the body, maybe the heart and the belly, and just close down the eyes and allow yourself to arrive on your mat, this little magic carpet here. Begin to notice your breath. Begin to notice any clenching, maybe allowing the shoulder tips to fall away now that the chest is elevated. Maybe releasing any clenching in the jaw. Releasing the face muscles. Scanning the body, hands rest lightly. Hips rest heavy. And then just center your mind on your breathing. Drawing a full inhale in through the nose. Letting that breath expand through the chest, the collarbone, the ribs, maybe even to the belly. And then releasing the breath slowly, mindfully. Allowing it to touch all the areas inside us that need a little bit of ease. So the in-breath fills us, and the out-breath relaxes us. A couple more like that. Just feel into your body. Remember the physical, the mental, the emotional. Let the breath fill them. Let the exhale soften them. One more inhale. And as you release the breath, walk the feet into the center of the mat and roll over to one side. Release anything underneath the body now to the side. Take a full body stretch. So again, point the toes away, maybe interlace the fingers and press the palms away. Get nice and long through the whole entire body. And as you exhale, releasing that, bring the feet into that bridge position. So hip distance apart and parallel, heels close to the sit bone. And grab for your block or your towel, something to elevate the hips now. So as you press into the heels, lift the hips off of the mat as you roll the weight onto the upper shoulders, and just slide a block or bolster or blanket underneath the sacrum. So just settle here first at whatever height. We're going to work into the psoas. So the higher the hips are, the deeper the stretch. So you get to govern here how deep you go. And once that block or whatever you're using to elevate is comfortably settled on the sacrum, take the knees into the chest and then lift the legs towards the ceiling. And as you lift the legs up, they don't have to come straight. Keep them over the hip points, send them back because they're going to kind of want to fall forward. And then just take a moment to just point and flex. So as you point, big toes reaching towards the ceiling. As you flex, the heels press. So you begin to feel some engagement in the back of the legs and front of the feet and the ankle. And then we'll roll through the ankles. At the same time, just send the feet making big circles up there and reverse that. And maybe here you notice it on the side of the ankles and the shins. And then come back to a flex. Spread the toes wide and then draw them in like you were making a fist. And spread them again wide. And then draw them in. Last time, spread them wide and draw them in. So here with the legs up and legs up the wall, notice again where the weight settles. So soften the shoulders, maybe even pick up the chest just a little bit to draw the shoulder blades in. That will drop those shoulder points. Take a full breath to draw the belly in and then draw the right knee into the chest. So we're elevated here, move slow. And as you draw the right knee in, maybe you interlace at the shin. And very slow with a flexed left foot, you begin to drop that left heel down towards the mat. So again, here, depending on the height of your block or your bolster, as that heel comes down, you'll begin to feel the left hip flexor begin to open. So take your time. The heel doesn't have to come all the way down, or take the moment to adjust whatever you're using and lower it so that if the heel does come down, you can press the heel away. Take the full breath as you squeeze the right knee in and then settle. See where you can soften this. This is a big hip flexor stretch. 2 full rounds of breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then nice and slow, bend into that left knee, draw the left knee in to meet the right, and extend the legs back up the wall or up towards the ceiling. And make whatever movement there that you need. And we're just going to switch side. Each side is different. So just listen to your body. Take a bend into the left knee and draw it in, interlace around that shin. Flex that right foot, heel up towards the ceiling, and nice and slow, we're going to bring that heel down towards the mat. As you move nice and slow, you'll notice what has to engage in the whole body to get that leg down to support that weight. And once the heel hits, again, foot is flexed, press the heel down and away, nice and easy. Come to that sensation into the right hip flexor and just pause there. 3 rounds of breath. See where you can soften. If we sit all day, this is a hard stretch to get into anytime during the day. But sitting particularly shortens those muscles. So just know your limits. Take one more full inhale. Slow exhale. And then gently take a bend into that right knee, and we'll bring the right knee in. Squeeze both knees. And then both legs back up, soles of the feet to the ceiling. As you flex the feet, engaging the whole hamstring, back line, calves, take a point and then come back to a flex. And we're going to move with this now. So on your inhale, belly comes in, feet are flexed, drop the legs right and left. Okay, so one's going one direction, one's going to the other. And then when you come to that point, I'm not forcing anything, you'll come to a point, stop, point the toes, and then slowly with breath, inhale, draw the feet back up towards the ceiling. So we'll move this with breath. Flex the feet, open the legs, big wide V. Point the toes, and as you're ready for the inhale, draw it up. Now you move with your breath here. Exhaling to Widen, inhaling to draw back to center. Let's take 5. On your 5th one, stay with the legs in a wide V. So just allow weight and gravity to deepen the stretch. All you have to do here is breathe. The fuller the breath, the fuller the invitation to go a little deeper, because it just allows the muscles to relax a little bit more. Take a full deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then when you're ready, point the toes, take the inhale, draw the legs back up. So now we're going to circle one leg forward, one leg back and out to the side. You've done this with me before. So pointing the toes up towards the ceiling, take that right leg and just let it fall forward over your head as the left leg falls towards the back of your mat, like you were coming into a splits in the air. Then circle the legs out to the side and then revolve, left toes over the head, right toes to the end of the mat. Take the breath in, let them come back out to the side, and then reverse that. Right leg comes forward, left back. We're going to take 5, nice and slow, just rotating through the hip joints here. So feel into the hips. Use your breath. Back and forth. Nice fluid movement with nice fluid breath. One more. And then we'll draw the legs back up towards the ceiling. Bend gently into the knees. Draw them in. So we're kind of curling through that low back as the hips are elevated. Pause here for a breath. And then bring the feet back to that bridge position, flat on the floor, parallel. Press into your feet, lift the hips up. Take a moment to just notice your bridge here. So you're pressing into your feet. Your knees are pressing away from you. You've got this nice long slope from the knees to the hips to the shoulders. No weight in the head, no constriction in the throat. Notice your breath. And then slowly, you can curl down or you can come down with a flat back, whatever feels good in your body. As you settle back, hips on the mat, take a moment to feel the spine, let the hips settle. Walk the feet back out wide on your mat. And then we're going to windshield. So back and forth, nice and slow. Working out the low back, the spine, and the hips. Next time, the knees are over to the right, hold them to the right. Let's pause here. Take the arms overhead or to a cactus to just open up through the chest. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can always pick up that right ankle, place it on top of the left thigh. You can reach the arms forward, getting a full body stretch. Or even with the hands here in a cactus, the arms in a cactus pose. Just breathe. One more round here. And if you have the ankle elevated, bring that right foot back to the edge of the mat. Slowly bring the knees up to center. Pause for a moment in center. Just feel into the spine, draw the belly in, and then we'll take it. and windshield wiper side to side. And we'll take it all the way now to the left to hold. Again, your choice. You want to deepen it, picking up the ankle and just sliding it on top of the right thigh, or just hold the windshield wiper here. Make any adjustments in the arm, again, to open up through the chest. Notice your face and your jaw. Soften where you can soften. And then we'll release that ankle if you have it. Bring the feet wide. Bring the knees up to center one more time. Just pause there. We pause just to get the spine so you can feel the whole spine here on your mat, belly's in. Take a moment, just wash it out again, back and forth. And then pausing over to one side, roll over to the side body and make your way to a seat. So again, in my seat, I'm gonna just grab my towel, elevate my hips. Sitting up nice and tall, stacking through the spine. Couple shoulder rolls here, just bring the shoulders up to the ears and roll them down the back body. Squeezing like you had a tennis ball in the back of your shoulder blades. Up, back, and down. And reverse that, take it the opposite way. Again, notice here the pelvic bowl. Can you draw it in and up? And then moving with breath, bring the fingers beside the hips on your tented fingers. Again, press into those fingertips just to find that length in the spine. And then on the inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Hands find prayer, draw prayer down center of the body to the heart. Release the hands. Twice more with breath. So big, big breath in, reach up, maybe gaze up. And then draw everything to center. Last time, reach it up. This time, hold it up. Find that extension. And we'll move into a spinal twist to the right here. So on your inhale, arms reach up. And on your exhale, left hand to right knee, right fingertips behind you. Press into those fingertips, find that nice long spine. Then take the head, which hopefully is in neutral here, and gaze over the left shoulder. So we're twisting to the right, but we're gently gazing to the left. Take a full breath. Then drop your right ear over towards that right shoulder. Drop the chin down towards the chest. And just roll left ear to left shoulder. So just making some movement in the neck. Nice and slow though. Feeling into the neck muscles on the side and in the back of the neck. And then come back, gaze over towards the right. Press into those back fingertips. Nice and long for a full breath. And as you're ready for the next inhale, lift the arms back up, return yourself to center, and take it the opposite way. So now, right hand to left knee, left fingertips come behind. Press into those fingertips first, find all the length, then take the twist over to the left. Now, as you arrive here, again, recheck the belly, draw it in, nice and tall, and then gaze over towards your right. So we're twisting left, but in our cervical spine, we're looking right. Take a breath. And then we'll begin to move here. So maybe right ear, right shoulder, dropping the chin slowly to center, left ear, left shoulder. Bring it back around, chin comes down, nice and slow. Work into the neck, right ear, right shoulder, chin is up. Switch that chin, bring it down into center and back. And one last time. So any movement in the neck. And then we'll meet back into the twist, gazing over to the left, and just pausing here. Big breath in. And a slow breath out. Come back around to neutral. Lift the arms up. And slowly release them down to your side. Bring them in front of you. Let's take a seated forward fold. So again, if the hips are elevated, you've got a lot of room here in the pelvis. So draw in the pelvic bone, Mula Bandha, if you want to know. Walk the fingertips out. And pause where all of a sudden you feel like, boy, I need to round because I don't think I can extend any further. And then draw the belly in and press down through your palms and send the hips back. So it's not about how low you go. It's about that feeling from that tailbone working all the way up the muscles in the spine, using the breath to fill the back body and using the exhale to soften. So find some space, draw the belly in, and then slowly let the breath go. Maybe that invitation to walk the fingertips out a little further. Keep the hips set back so you feel all of this. It is a hip opener, but this is your spine here. Feel your spine. One more breath. We're going to just walk it right and left, nice and slow, just a little side body opening here. So inhaling fully, spine is long. Walk the fingertips over to the right, the chest coming towards that right thigh. Soften the shoulders, soften the breath. Maybe the left fingertips reach a little further. Maybe they stack onto the right hand. Just let the upper body settle here and take a nice big breath into the left side body. One more inhale. Release on the exhale. And inhaling, we'll walk it forward again. Reach it forward, extend the spine, soften the shoulders. And then exhale, take it left. So walk the fingertips to the left. Extend maybe the right fingertips a little further. The chest coming down towards that left thigh. Breathing into the right ribs here. One more inhale. Soften the shoulders on the exhale. And then inhale, walk it to center one last time. Again, any more space to walk those fingertips forward. Press into those fingertips to send the hips back. Find length in the spine, softening into the shoulders. And nice and easy, we'll walk the hands back towards the body. Bring them behind you for a seated back bend. So fingertips come behind you, fingertips facing away. Press into those fingertips. Lift the chest, small arch in the spine. Shoulder tips fall back. Maybe the head rests in the upper trapezius, or maybe, if it's better on the neck, you tuck the chin. Press into those fingertips. Open up the front body. Passive back bend here. And then slowly walk the fingertips back. Let's roll over the knees to all fours. And again here, I like to unroll my towel, pat up my knees. You take what works for you. Spreading fingers wide, tucking the toes under. So we begin to feel some length in the toe joints, right? So tuck those under, draw the belly in and press into your palms. So get really broad across the shoulders. And then you take your cat-cow. You know, we say drop the belly, lift the heart, but maybe wagging the tail feels better today. Just take your breath with movement any way that serves you. So if it's a traditional cat-cow, take it. If it's gazing over one shoulder and the other, take it. If it's making circles in the torso, take it. We're here for 5 breaths. And then slowly, we'll bring ourselves back to a neutral table, drawing the belly in so we have this nice straight spine. Take that right leg back behind you to rest on the ball of the foot. So again, we've got this stretch in through the toes, press into the ball of the feet. Feel that stretch through the toes, and then send the heel back for that calf stretch, nice and slow. Belly's in. Come forward through the toes. Send the heel back. Twice more. And we'll move into that modified side plank here to open up the whole entire front body. So the next time the heel is back, press the heel back. Then bring the heel down to the mat, swivel that left shin off of the mat, left hand under the face, press into that palm, and then open yourself up to the right. Extend the arm up, draw the hips in, take a full breath. And then we're going to circle 3 times through the shoulders, nice and slow. So reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Then draw that arm down towards your hips, circle it around the front of your body towards the top of the mat and back up to the ceiling. So working right into the right shoulder joint, nice and slow. Take 2 more circles. Keep the hips in, belly in. And here the head can look down, it can be out to the side, reverse the circles. And then we'll end in that extended modified side plank. So the arm overhead reaching towards the top of your mat. So little pinky finger comes down, we turn into the shoulder, press into that heel, reach now, heel to fingers, elbows back. Nice full breath. And then we're going to press down through that bottom palm to press up. So we're going right into our gate pose. So press your way up. Sorry, my back is to you. Bring the right hand to slide down the right outer leg, and then take the left arm overhead. Side stretch. Bring the hips in line. Open up through the chest. 2 breaths. And then slowly, left hand comes down to the mat. Circle the right hand down to the mat and bring yourself back to table. And float a cat and a cow. Coming back to neutral, draw the belly in. Left foot behind you onto the ball of the foot. So press into the ball of the foot first so you can really feel into those toes. And then we'll press the heel back gently. Nice stretch through the Achilles and the calf, and then roll back onto the toes. Take about 5 sweeps. Really feel into what you're feeling here. Keeping the belly in nice and tight. Next time the heel is back, pause there. And then just anchor that heel down, swivel the right shin off to the side, right hand underneath the face, press into that hand and open yourself up. Good, arm extends, pressing into that palm, reaching through the top fingers. We're going to just circle again, nice and slow. So send the arm back down towards the hips. Let it circle around your body towards the top of the mat and then back up. And just notice what's happening in this shoulder. Maybe you hear little pops. It's okay, as long as there's no pain, and work slow. And then when you're ready, we'll reverse it. And we'll meet in that extended side plank. So send the fingertips towards the top of your mat. Roll that little pinky finger down so you get this nice space in the shoulder. Take a full deep breath. Press down through that left heel. Press down through that right palm. Open up the chest. One more full breath. Nice. And then circle it down and around. Come back into your, oops, sorry, no. Stay here. Sorry about that. Press into that bottom palm. Rise up, gate pose. Left hand slides down left leg. Right arm extends up and over. So again, elbows back, chest is open. Big lateral bend here. Reach through the fingers. One more inhale. And on the exhale, we'll bring that right palm back down. Find that extension here in your modified plank. And then circle the hand down to the mat. Bring the knees in. Flow a cat and a cow. And bringing the knees together, untuck the toes to flatten out the feet. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Extend the fingertips forward, extended child's pose. So bringing the head down to a block or your towel or the mat. Let the body soften over the thighs. Flip the palms over. So palms face up. And draw the fingers in to make a fist and then curl that fist in towards your wrist. Just get some movement through the wrist here and then slowly come back onto the back of the hands. Open up the fingers and then make that fist and then draw that fist in towards the inner wrist. And then release that. Open up the fingers one more time. This time as you make your fist, take it into a fist bump so the knuckles come together at the center, the outer ribs to the wrist to the right and the left. Press in. Then rotate, bring the inner wrist together as the knuckles go wide. And then make whatever movement here into the wrist. Circling, stretching. And then release the hands back down to the mat, palms down. Bring the palms together in a prayer pose. Send the prayer now up towards the ceiling behind your head. Bringing the thumbs to the back of the neck, the prayer to the back of the heart. Walk the elbows forward. Sink into a stretch here from the elbows through the shoulders to the top of the ribs. 3 rounds of breath. That beautiful back body breathing. One more big inhale into the back ribs, back of the shoulders, the back of the lungs. Let the breath release slowly. Bring the prayer back down to the mat. Slide the palms right underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Find your forward fold at the back of your mat. So as you arrive in your fold, you can keep the knees bent. You can rest the belly on the thighs. Let the head hang. Let the arms initially just dangle down. Nothing to hold up here. It's a full release, finding a little bit more length into the spine. Maybe here you cup elbows and let the weight of the elbows deepen the stretch. Notice if you're trying to hold up your head, can you release the head, release the neck? And if it feels good on your neck this morning, maybe you just interlace around the curvature of the skull, not the neck. And as you interlace, just let those elbows bring weight and length to the neck. Wherever you are, enjoy 3 rounds of breath. And again, release the elbows or the clasp. Let the arms hang heavy. And then slowly rolling up to a standing position. Again, let those shoulders come up to the ears. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Pause here. Slight bend into the knees. Just feel into your body. Maybe close down the eyes. Take a full breath in and a slow breath out. And then on your inhale, take those arms out and overhead. Find a forward fold of your choice, swan dive or hands through heart center. As the body hangs here, exhale all the air out. And then find that half lift. So inhaling, let the spine go long, tailbone one direction, crown of the head the other. And then release the breath and fold forward. Twice more, big inhale, we half lift. Exhaling all the air out, we fold deeper. Last one, big inhale here, get long in the spine. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Maybe bring the hands around the back of the legs to hold on to your forearms. Just shake out the head. Just feeling into the neck, yes, no, nodding. One more breath. And then release the clasp. Hands come down to the mat. We're going to walk it out, downward facing dog. I can say that now, there's no dogs here. So arriving in your dog, again, any movement here that feels good. So whether you pedal it out, whether you enjoy a nice stretch in stillness, find some movement, or be still. Pressing those palms into the mat and away from you allows the chest to come down closer to the thighs. Knees can be bent, but notice again your head position. And I like to cue, look at your navel, because there's no way you're going to see it, but it allows your head to just drop. Taking a full breath. We're going to flow into a plank pose. So come up high on the balls of your feet, bend your knees to kind of like launch you forward like a wave into plank. Draw the belly in. As you arrive in your plank, press through those palms, send it back to your dog. We're going to take 3 more. So up onto the balls of the feet, a little bend into the knees to send you forward. Plank pose. Ready for the inhale, you press into the palms, send the hips up and back. Twice more with your breath. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Pausing here. See if you can send the heels a little closer to the mat as you press the hands down and away. Length in the upper body, length in the lower body. And then we'll bend into the knees and look up at those thumbs and take our little baby steps to the top of the mat in a forward fold here. Head hangs. We find that half lift once again, shoulder tips roll back. We drop it down into our fold. And then we press into our feet and we roll ourselves to a standing position. Arms go out, arms go up, and hands come to prayer. Right at heart center. Soften again the shoulders. Maybe close down the eyes. Notice your foundation. Lifting all 10 toes, spread them wide. Maybe one at a time, dropping them back to the mat. Engaging those quads, kneecaps lift. Taking a moment to just feel into the feet by a gentle motion of front to back or side to side. Heels to toes. Inner arch to the outer blade. Coming back to that equal distribution, that true center here. And let's flow some sun sounds. So on your inhale, arms are out, arms go up. Maybe you have a standing back bend. And then take the forward fold. Finding that half lift and the fold. Pressing into the feet and rolling ourselves back to stand. We lift the arms, we lift the gaze, we might find the back bend. And then we flow again, let all the air out, forward fold. The big inhale, we lift. And exhale, we fold. And then we press our way all the way back up. 2 more on your own. Every movement led by a breath. And as you finish the last one, prayer Tadasana. Again, feeling into your feet, your foundation, softening your shoulders and your face and your heart. Full breath. On your inhale, we're going to move into that runner's lunge pyramid flow. So as you're ready, inhale, lift the arms to the ceiling. This time, swan dive forward. Send the arms out to the side, straight spine as you forward fold. Half lift and fold. Right foot steps way back, runner's lunge, front knee, front ankle in alignment, draw the belly in. Back knee stays lifted, as does the back heel. Frame your front foot with fingers, fingertips, or your blocks. Settle the hips down, lift the chest forward, draw in your core, take a nice full deep breath. And on your exhale, begin to straighten that front knee, folding over the front thigh, spine remains long, chest is lifted. Good, rebending into the knee, coming back, runner's lunge, set it up, lift the heart, straight spine, and when you're ready, straighten. So we're going to take 4 more just like this, your breath, your movement. Just keep the chest lifted. Sinking those hips down, but maintaining length here in the whole upper body. As you come into this last one, we'll all meet in the runner's lunge. Take a moment there for a full breath. Let it go slow. And then we're going to pick up and just kind of hop that back foot to meet at the top of the mat in a fold, in a half lift, and a fold. Press into your feet, bend your knees, bring yourself up, lift the arms, maybe the standing back bend, and then swan dive forward again, arms out to the side, straight spine, forward fold. Head drops, half lift, shoulders back. Beautiful, drop it down and fold. Fingertips to the mat, left foot steps way back. Give yourself space between the feet. Front knee is right and aligned over the ankle. Tented fingers or blocks. Sink the hips, back heel up. Press into your fingertips, lift the chest. Finding your breath here. And then we'll flow this again. So big inhale draws the belly in. And on the exhale, press into your fingertips, straighten that front knee. Again, straight spine, chest is lifted. Inhale, come back, runner's lunge. Press into the hand, find that space, straighten the front leg. And then use your breath, 4 more, just flow it down and back. Keep the chest elevated. Keep the belly in. We don't want to collapse on that thigh. Maybe each time you come down into your lunge, the hips sink just a little bit more. Finishing your last round here. Let's meet in that runner's lunge. Pause. Take in the breath. Heel goes back, chest comes forward. Both hands come inside the foot. We're just going to walk our way to the long edge of the mat. So we're going to keep those toes kind of pigeon toes in, heels out. Take a moment, hands right underneath the shoulder, a nice straight spine. And then as you draw the belly in, keep the hips back, heart melting pose, walk the fingertips forward so that you can allow the chest to drop. Legs are whatever degree of straight, but the hips are back, fingertips forward. Lengthen the spine, a stretch through the shoulders, the soft tissue under the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, see if you can walk those fingertips any amount. One more big breath. Let the body sink down. And then when you're ready for the inhale, fingertips walk back towards the body. Flip them around so that they're facing the opposite way and continue the walk behind you. So the fingertips walk as far back as possible. The crown of the head comes down towards the mat. Again, notice the spine. Maybe notice the hamstrings shifting the weight to the balls of your feet. How does that change the stretch? And then where can you soften? Using your breath. One more inhale. And on the exhale, bringing the hands back, right underneath the shoulders. Press your way back, just like a half lift here. And then heel toe the feet in, just a little more than hip distance apart. This time, toes out, heels in. Set your seat down. So like you were going to sit on a stool, coming into a squat. And then press into the fingertips, lift the seat back up, straighten the legs, fold. So 5 times here. See how deep you can deepen your squat and how deep you can deepen your fold. 3 more. And on this last one, hold your squat here. Maybe pick the fingertips off of the floor. Maybe you use your elbows to widen the knees as you press the palms into the heart. Full deep breath. And slowly, hands come down to the mat. Let yourself unravel. Bring your seat down to the floor. Stretch the legs out first. Just give them a shake. Maybe a little massage with the thumbs in the hip crease. Down the quads. Down the calves, the shins, the ankles. Maybe you reach for the feet. Bending the knees any degree, bringing the palms to rest on the balls of the feet. So you can have your knees up here even, doesn't matter. Just to get a stretch through the back of the shoulders, to the legs. Full deep breath. And then we'll slowly release that. Just let the arms, hands come back up the legs. One last little massage. And then we'll bend the knees and plant the feet. Coming down slowly onto the back body. Allow the knees to come into the chest. Nice squeeze. Allow the hips to roll up. Nice stretch through the low back. And then take a rock. Circle through the knees. Whatever's your body's calling for. Take a little movement before we move into our happy baby pose, which is again another squat, but it's a squat without body weight. So drawing the knees again in one last time. Send them right and left. Reach the arms inside the legs for your feet or your ankles, and draw the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Press the hands into the feet, feet into the hands, but allow the knees to come towards the side body. Pick up the head, just tuck the chin in just a bit. Your choice again. Find stillness or movement, rocking side to side. If you need a final stretch for the legs and you want to just extend one leg and let it open and fall. If you do one, you have to do the other. Or maybe you opt for both of them. Big wide V like we started when we were on our supported block. And then from your happy baby, straighten the legs like towards the ceiling, any amount. So bring the feet and the ankles, maybe the knees together. Allow the toes to come overhead. Just pause there. It's just like a forward fold, but you're on your back. And then we'll bring the big toes, the toe mounds, the balls of the feet together. We'll let the heels begin to fall down towards the mat, the knees wide. So when we release the feet come onto the blade edge. The knees are wide, and we find that reclined cobbler pose. Perhaps here again, lift the chest, kind of squeeze the shoulder blades underneath. Lift the head just to tuck in the chin. A hand to the belly, hand to the heart, to connect with the breath one more time. This time, that rhythmic breath where the exhales are twice as long as the inhales. I use an inhale for the count of 3. A release for the count of 6. You find what count works for you. Feel the breath under your hands. Feel the body begin to melt and relax with the exhale. Releasing the control of the breath now, just come back to your own natural rhythm of breath. Use the hands outside of the thighs to draw the knees together. Bring the knees into the chest one last time. Allow the arms to go out to a T, palms down, find the length across the chest. And just drop the knees over to the right. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft on the mat, just a gentle twist to finish our practice. Engaging your core on your inhale, draw the knees back into center. Pause there, and then take them left. Softening everything down here. Next inhale, use the core, knees come back up. Wrap your arms around your shins. Lift your head and your shoulders off of the mat. See if the chin or the forehead can come towards the knees. Squeezing in a nice tight ball. And then releasing. Let the body open up. Legs go long, feet flop open. Arms, if it's comfortable, out to the side, palms up. Closing down the eyes, using these last couple minutes here, Shavasana, to just be with yourself. You and your breath and your body settled on this little magic carpet. And this is where I'll leave you today. So if you have the luxury of time, shut off your device. Spend the next couple minutes just here before you start your day. Namaste.